Yeah, today we're going to be changing tire. I've got a little one here. I've done let the air out of it, make it easier. And I broke the bead on the one side, but I'm going to show you how you break it on the other side. You have to use, well, this is what I'm using. I'm using an actual bead breaking sledgehammer. And when you smack, you're going to hit right on the tire close as you can to the rim. And it should just pop right off. About to take a few hits. Once you get it all off like that, now it's free. So then we'll come back in here. And then you're going to use some tire irons. I'm using these 3 different ones. They all kind of got their own little use. And I'm going to stick it in here. I'm going to try to pop this down best you can down to the middle. Like that. And hold it there. It gives you a little more room. So now when you get it in there, you go to pull it up, it'll pull up like that. And you can fit your other one in. Stand on it, give it a little weight. Now you can work getting that bead up over there. Sometimes you got to work it back and forth to get a little more room. Then you can pull up more bead. Oh, you can really see the dry rot in this tire. That's why it's leaking. Just work around like that, hold it. You can see that bead will start popping up over the rim. Now, sometimes your tire iron gets a little stuck. Just work it a little bit. Once it gets up there where it's going to stay like that, then you can take your other tire iron out. You can use it then to help you get a little better bead in there, a little grip on it, and you just work your way on around with it. And see, pop right off. This tire is filled with something. I don't know exactly what. And then we're going to flip it over, pop out the rest of the rim because we're putting a whole new tire on. Hold it there. Now I'm going to switch to my smaller tire iron because this little one is easier to get in to this. There we go. Now I can do the same here, but I'm just working out from the other way. I'll keep pressure on it, keep that rim from sliding back down there because I don't got enough tire up yet to hold it. And you just keep slipping down in through here. You're going right in here, right underneath. See this angle? So I'm slipping right in around the tire, rim's right here, and getting it to be able to pop it up. So, like that. Just give it a little twist to come out. And there we go. It's out. And it's filled with, I'm assuming, some kind of tread sealant. Let me get that cleaned up and we'll be back. So, Got this rim all cleaned up now. This is the tire we're putting on it. See, the rim's clean as I'm gonna get it. So put this tire on. Well, make sure you're going the right way so they're directional. So we're gonna put it on just like this on this rim. And we're gonna use tire mounting lubricant. And you'll take it and go around the bead that you're gonna work putting on first. And make sure you got a good mount on there. And then you want to put a little bit on your rim. So that way you just everything should hopefully slip right on pretty decent. The way I'm going to do it, so I'm going to sit on it a little bit. Make sure I got the tire irons close by. You gotta work it in at this angle here to get that lip. I can get part of the lip working onto it there. And then I'm gonna take this tire iron. See that grip? So this allows me to slip under this tire, hook on that rim, and leverage it on. I'm gonna take, see, there we go. And now I'm gonna keep pressure down to hold it to make sure it stays on. I'm just going to work my way around. And now I can stand up. And I've actually got two beads going on at the same time. Look at that. Normally you wouldn't do two beads at one time. This just happens to be how it's going. Probably going to make it a little bit easier. See, don't take too big a bite. See, there it goes. Look at there. Now, that bead's almost on now too. Usually you have to do the bead twice. Put it on twice. Once to get it over and the second one to get the other one on. Patting it on. And see? And now it's on. And now we got to seal up the bead. So we'll get moved over to the tire changer and get it on. Well, I didn't film that. I'm sorry about that. I spent probably about a good 30 minutes trying to get this bead to seat. And I turned off my camera because I was working with it, just trying to get it to mount, and used starting fluid and it got it. So I'm sorry I didn't have my camera rolling at that time, but anyway, I didn't use this tire machine to mount and dismount the tire because this part right here needs new seals, and I've not had time to replace those seals yet. When you mount it, of course, on here I had this cranked down so it holds it. So if anything happened, that rim is held onto this machine. And you take out the valve stem, and this machine is able to put out a good amount of pressure fast to try and seat beads. And as you can see, we've got right about 20 or so pounds of air, and which is plenty for this tire. Yeah, if you use starting fluid to try to seat it, you got to be very careful. So like the way I done it, I had that hooked up here, my air hose hooked up, and you spray it down inside of the rim and tire, and you leave you a little bit here. And the way I like to do it is I like to use a welding striker, and I'll strike it and hit that air, and I pulled up just a little, and it went just exploded. Seated it all. Like I said, it's very dangerous to do. I don't recommend doing that, but we do have the tire, and this tire happens to be a 7x16 tire. It's a D-Stone. It's a pretty good looking tire. But it's going on my 4-wheel drive Kubota 3400. And I guess next video I'll show us putting it on. Alright, we're over here. I'll put this tire back on this tractor. So we got to line up these hoses. Pick it up just a little bit to where it's on. Then we'll take our lug nuts. You should always hand start your lug nuts. Make sure they don't strip, because it's harder to replace a stud than it is just to make sure your lug nut's right. And then these lug nuts are 22 millimeters. And you just want to torque them down. Move, Lacey. And you just want to make sure you torque them down. Sorry, I had a little technical difficulty. My dog knocked my phone down. Go in crisscross, or not crisscross, star pattern straight, and tighten them down. Make sure it's tightened on even. I like to go back over just to make sure they're all tight. Once you've done that, you can let your jack down. And there you go. We've changed the tire and we've put it back on the tractor. Thank you all for watching.